Aloha class. So I wanted to do a video on 6-1. So this is brief exercise 6-1. I thought about typing it out, but maybe it's easier for me to just show you a format that you can use in Excel that will make it really easy, especially if you're changing these units, right? And so before I even type this out, the per unit is given, right? So it's $35. Variable expenses was 20, and then that would make my formula contribution margin would have to be $15, right? So every unit that I sell, $15 is going towards my fixed expenses. And so variable, and then $350. Oh, and before I type that in, I could calculate that based and make sure that they're calculating that total correctly. So remember, per unit, dollar amount times it by the number of units that we're selling would give me total sales dollars. Same as over here, the $20 variable cost times it by the 10,000 units should give me 200,000. Let's double check that. Oh, there it is. Yep, 200,000. So that looks correct to me. And then this contribution margin is a formula there. I could do the $15 contribution margin, but it is also a formula there. So everything's looking good. The fixed expenses probably within the relevant range was 135,000. And the net operating income would be the difference between those two. Make that formula, this is an F9. You could label these, right, if you wanted to. You could actually label these cells, but I think it's probably just best to just do the F, whatever cell it's in, minus the lower cell will give you your net operating income. And you can format that if you want. So prepare a new contribution format statement under each of the following conditions. So if I were to do this, I could copy and paste this and see if it'll paste over just fine. Okay, now I'm going to prepare a new contribution statement. Right now, the sales volume increases by 100 units. So sales volume, 10,000. So I could do that math probably in my head. 10,000 plus 100 units. Okay, 10,100 units. So instead of actually doing this individually, if this per unit stays constant, I could just do 10,100. And since this is reference to a cell, right? Oh, automatically all of my numbers change, right? So if they sell 100 more units, they're going to get 1,500 more net operating income. And I probably knew that because 100 more units, if they've already covered their fixed expenses, I would do $15 per unit times by the 100 units. Yes, they are making 1,500 more dollars. Okay, what if it decreased by 100 units? Well, I could copy and paste this again and decrease it by 100 units. Now we could do 10,000 units minus 100, and now they're making 1,500 less net operating income. And then the sales volume, and now what if it was just 9,000? So and 9,000 that looks like they're breaking even. They're covering those fixed expenses and they're breaking even. No profit, no loss. And so you could easily do that over here, but just to show your work, I would probably try to copy and paste each of these each of the 4 scenarios. There's 3 different ones, but the one given. And so that's a little trick that can help you breeze through your homework.